Hello, and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll see how the Jumbotron is adding to the Friday Night Lights experience.
You'll hear why student parking passes cost $30.
And you'll meet a student who has a baking business outside of school.
All that and more coming up next.
Our switchers, our video boards, this is our classroom.
The purpose of the parking passes are to identify which car belongs to which individual.
Baking is something I've loved doing since I was little.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Max Quintero.
And I'm Crystal Macias.
Carroll's new Jumbotron was installed last year, but made its debut this football season.
Studio 415 reporter Elijah Bush shows you how this giant screen will make events in the football stadium more fun and engaging.
Last year, new audio and video equipment was added to the football stadium. With a budget of over $730,000, the school board agreed to spend over $500,000 on the 30-foot-long Jumbotron to provide a more engaging experience to the audience. An additional $200,000 was spent on a new audio and video system to provide a next-generation sound system to hype up the crowd. Carroll Senior and Jumbotron operator Hunter Mitchell says the Jumbotron will make the football stadium more versatile for new events and can bring in some money.
They're great because you can get community involvement, fan involvement, better atmosphere for the game, and then sponsors. You can get sponsors on the board, and that makes it all worth it because people pay a lot of money to have their logo up on the board.
With all these benefits, the Jumbotron can be valuable for both community engagement and sponsorships. Hyping up the crowd and team is one of the best ways to keep the audience engaged, as well as new opportunities for sponsors, allowing the school to make revenue that could be used later. Mitchell makes a large majority of the content you see displayed on screen. Although it is a team effort, Mitchell says the whole crew works together on the game day production.
The Jumbotron and the video board is 100% student-led and student-created. They're doing everything from the creation of content to play-by-play and then replay, content creation, graphics and things like that. So it's 100% student-led.
The Jumbotron can help with entertainment as well as creating a better atmosphere for the fans, showing highlights, hype videos, fans, and more. Carroll hopes the Jumbotron will add to the overall experience of the game, though there are mixed reactions. Many believe the money spent on the new equipment was not worth it and the Jumbotron was not needed.
I think it's really cool, and it's a really good way to get people more invested into the games.
You're watching the entire game in front of you. That's why you go to a football game. Now I get if it's like, if you're sitting in the way back, you can barely see anything, and if you look at the Jumbotron, I guess that's an upside.
If you want to see the new Jumbotron in action, make sure you check out our home football games. For Studio 415, I'm Elijah Bush.
Over 1,000 students drive to Carroll High School every day and are expected to pay to park in the parking lot.
Studio 415 reporter Ethan Ratliff spoke to the administration to find out why parking passes cost so much and where that money goes.
For more than 20 years, CHS has been selling passes to park in the school parking lot. Since the start of this year, nearly 700 passes have been sold. However, Principal Cleve Millian estimates this number could increase.
An estimate, I would say, between juniors and seniors and the sophomores, we're probably looking at about 1,200 to 1,300.
In order to get a parking pass, a student must bring their license as well as $30 to the office to obtain one. However, during registration this year, the price was discounted to $20 to encourage students to buy their passes before the start of the new school year. The price of the parking passes can seem controversial among paying high school students. CHS senior Hunter Mitchell believes the price should be lower.
I think for the whole year, 20 is fair. I think 30 feels a bit steep. I don't know. I don't know where the money goes. So
the price of parking passes has been the same since Carroll started selling them, and it's around the same price range as all surrounding high schools. Many students wonder where this money actually goes. Millian says the funds are put toward general upkeep of the parking lot.
Parking passes, those funds are used for maintenance of the parking lot itself. With that many students driving back and forth on that and the use, it helps maintain the stripes, and the striping has to be done every couple of years, and also the maintenance of some of the things that need to be done for the facility.
Other students don't believe these parking passes are all that necessary.
I kind of get having to pay for a spot to park in one regard because there's 500 people that drive, and it's nice to know who's driving. So for that aspect, I can see having a permit, but maybe not having to pay $30 for it.
I don't think they're really necessary since it's a public school, and I mean, it's people. It's how they make their money, but I don't think it's necessary.
If I'm being honest, I don't think that we should even have to pay to park our cars in the school parking lot, even though we go here and we pay for like the Chromebooks and all that.
If a student parks in the parking lot without a pass, they may face consequences such as verbal warnings, notices placed on the vehicle, and eventual towing.
So make sure to have your parking pass displayed to avoid potential consequences. For Studio 415, I'm Ethan Ratliff.
Baking has been a popular activity for thousands of years, but one Carroll student has gone above and beyond.
Studio 415 reporter Brody Hines joins us in the studio with this story.
Thanks, Crystal and Max. I met with a Carroll student who started her own business to understand her passion to bake and to hear how she balances school and being an owner of her own bakery.
Sophomore Layla Newton operates a small baking business known as Layla's Little Bites, which has been in operation since April 2023. Newton bakes a variety of options from cupcakes and cake pops to cookies and macaroons. Starting from childhood, she has been baking as long as she remembers. Newton's uncle, Marcus Daniel, is a professional chef and briefly lived with Newton. He would always be cooking in the kitchen, and Newton would be his little helper. Being the sole owner and employee of Layla's Little Bites, Newton balances school and her business by baking on the weekends. For instance, if you ordered from Newton during the week, you would most likely receive it the following Monday, or earlier if she has time. Newton sees her baking as an opportunity of happiness for others.
It was an outlet for me to do something. Baking has always been there for me, and so I thought if I can enjoy doing something while giving someone else a treat or something, I thought that would be a lot of fun, and I have enjoyed it.
Newton's treats cost from a range of $2 to $5 depending on the item. However, it's worth knowing you can purchase a large order if you wish, except Newton would need more time. She has made over $1,000 from her business and plans to put it towards a college fund to study law. She has gone through Renee Sigmund's culinary arts class, which Newton came prepared for with lots of skills and was a natural leader. Sigmund is impressed with Newton's accomplishments.
I'm really proud of Layla. When you meet Layla, you might think she's a junior or senior in high school, and to understand that she's only a sophomore, and when I taught her she was a freshman, very grown up for her age, and I'm really proud of what she's choosing to do.
Layla's Little Bites treats range from many different flavors. Her macaroons were successful the first time she baked them, which is a feat lots of professional chefs can't do. Newton's favorite thing to bake is her cookies, such as apple pie, key lime, and even lemon cheesecake. She likes them because of the creative freedom and experimentation she can perform with them. Her best friend Elise Prater also enjoys Newton's baking.
Yeah, whenever she makes cookies, she brings them to me. She made key lime pie ones once. Those were super good.
Prater prefers to be emotional support for Newton rather than an employee. As Newton grows up and goes off to law school, she has no intentions of stopping her business.
I'd still balance it throughout college, and then as I get older and get a job, I would still want to bake. It just wouldn't be my top priority.
Newton plans to continue her business through social media and word of mouth.
If you got a sweet tooth for Layla's treats, message her on Instagram at Layla's Little Bites or order from her in person. For Studio 415, I'm Brody Hines.
Carroll High School's ASL department's need for new teachers has been met after 5 years of growth in the department.
Studio 415 reporter Niang Singh dives deeper into why a new ASL teacher has been needed and the benefits that the addition has brought to the school.
The Language Art Department has welcomed a new ASL teacher, Casey Sneed. The need for a third teacher was seen 5 years ago, but has come abundantly clear most recently when they had to make ASL 1 unavailable to freshmen. American Sign Language teacher Nancy Scholes has been with Carroll for the past 15 years. She has taught all 3 levels of ASL in her time here. Scholes says their past attempt to offer all 3 levels was not achievable without another teacher.
We haven't been able to offer all 3 levels of American Sign Language ever. There's always been too many kids to sign up. We tried it once and the class sizes were like 34 kids in each class.
However, the ASL department can now make changes and improvements to their curriculum without the worry of taking on more than they can handle. Overall, Scholes believes that adding a 3rd teacher has been a positive change.
And so we decided to change some of those around. So having another teacher help us work through the materials and prepare some of those materials has been a lot of help.
With a bachelor's degree in American Sign Language, Sneed is in her first year of teaching. She gained experience while student teaching at Concord Community High School. Sneed is capable of instructing all 3 levels of ASL. She feels her purpose in teaching ASL is to aid the communication barrier between the two.
To learn about deaf individuals who walk along in the hearing world and know like some of the stuff that they go through, and also it's a part of like our responsibility as hearing individuals.
Sneed is prepared and excited for her time here at Carroll. With the support of existing ASL teachers, Nancy Schultz and Alyssa Rickards, they plan to continue improving on their classes. For Studio 415, I'm Niang Singh.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching.
If there's a story you'd like us to cover, please let us know.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.